Welcome back. It's time for us to take a quick look at what's happening on the covers of the newspapers this morning. Today is Tuesday, August 27th, 2024. Winfrey is here with me.
Hi.
Hey. Let's see what we have on the cover of the Daily Trust. It says here, 21 states seek 1.65 trillion naira loans despite 40% rise in FAC revenues. 7.6 trillion naira released to states, local governments in 1 year. 20% of June allocation enough to build 320 PHCs. Experts urge accountability. MRA condemns incessant harassment of journalists by police. Borno, Yobe, Adamawa children battling malnutrition escalation, according to UNICEF. Bandits abduct 7 farmers in Kaduna, demand 2 million naira ransom. And as is common with the Daily Trust, there's an infographic there showing a map of Nigeria and what states, local governments what they received as FAC allocation in post-subsidy era. Youths angry, there'll be trouble if we don't act, says Obasanjo, more on page 6. And Tinubu replaces DSS, NIA, DGs. Does any story jump out at you there, Winnie?
Basically, I think the replacement of the DSS, NIA. So there's a lot of back and forth about, okay, the resignation of the NIA head, and a lot of people were like, okay, fine, was it a tribal move? What exactly spawned it and all of that? But it's good to know that, I mean, this particular guy had literally served for 2 terms now, I mean, he decided to actually resign. So they were like, okay, fine, this has never been in the history of Nigeria where it's like someone in his position literally just outrightly resigns that way. But then again, it's good. I think the resignation, as much as is the cloud, the dust is raising, it's also very important to know that the people put to replace them are people that have served in different capacities internationally and locally, and actually seen as people to actually help better the situation of security in Nigeria, because I mean that is something we definitely need to put into serious consideration based on the kidnappings happening. I mean, we're talking about the 20 medical doctors that were just recently released and all of that. So, I mean, yeah, it's just to hope that they have the right resources and drive to fill your seats, basically. Yeah.
We also have The Guardian here with us. Do you have that with you?
Yes, I have The Guardian. And of course, for the major headlines here, we have Tinubu hints at economic recovery amid inflation deficit concerns. I have that on page 6. To the right of that, we have IPOP threatens violence, alleges ethnic cleansing in Imo. We have that on page 29. The Guardian, and below that, we have massive drop in enrollment threatens existence of unity schools. We have that on page 4. Below the image there to the left, we have Falana rallies NBA against illegal arrest detention by police and others. We have that on page 6. To the right of that, we have opposition working for Tinubu's 2nd term. We have Lukman alleges. That's on page 3. Police arrest 97 suspects over Abuja attack. Huriwa urges prosecution. We have that on page 30. Osun confirms monkeypox activates emergency response. We have that on page 7. AMCON enlists international tracers to recover 5 trillion naira assets from debtors. We have that on page 15. And we have NARD begins warning strike. Demands immediate rescue of kidnapped member. Yes, so, yeah, I think what's very interesting here for me is the monkeypox, and right beside it we have the NARD begins warning strike. So apparently doctors in federal hospitals have literally are calling on strike because one of their members was actually kidnapped about 8 months ago, and then nothing has been done to get her back. So they're literally saying they're going to strike until she's back home and safe. So now, I mean, that is something that, I mean, 8 months, and so we really don't even know what the situation like that is going to be. But then again, talking about, I mean, not too long ago, we're dealing with cholera. Now we have M-pox. all of the place. I mean, this is definitely not a time for doctors to literally be going on strike. They're not even taking emergency patients as well, and that's actually very dire. So now this is a situation I talk about how certain things such as health should also be like social corporate responsibility, and these are the people at the helm of affairs. But then again, some people argue that, okay, man, they can feel and understand their hurts because, I mean, their member is also important that they know they're safe. So still back to the whole security thing, how setting, I mean, everyone, I mean, should live in a country and feel safe. And all this kidnapping now is just really rampant, and something seriously needs to be done about that.
I wanted to touch on the issue of unity schools, or what we used to know as federal schools, federal colleges.
Yeah.
Their massive drop in enrollment threatens their existence. Now, a lot of these schools started relying on their alumni to run them, or at least to fund them, not even run them at this point, because it just felt like most of these schools were deteriorating at an alarming rate. I can use, of course, the school I went to as an example. Thankfully, the Queen's College Old Girls Association are very involved, which is probably what's held it up this long. But I'm just going to use this as a call to anyone who went to a federal or unity school. You know, check up on what your school is, what's up with the school now, what the associations are doing, the old boys, old girls associations are doing, and let's see if we can make sure that they do not. They don't have to, you know, get rid of them essentially or sell them. Because it was a big part of our history. Federal schools are a big part of our history.
Yes, okay.
Let's see what we have on the cover of The Nation. At this point, okay, yeah, here we have. Tinubu says here, GDP surge points to an economy on the right path. NBS links growth to industry, services sectors. I made 7 million naira in 1 year growing tomatoes. Is one quote that's here. The story starts there on the cover and continues on page 2. At the top left there, it says under 18 pupils barred from writing WAEC and NECO exams.
Yeah.
That's also another interesting topic.
Interesting.
Why Southeast students are yet to benefit from federal government loans. Ajayi replaces Bichi as DSS DG. Mohammed takes over NIA. Nigeria's first individual Olympic medalist, Mayegun, dies at 83. Let me see what else we have here. At the bottom there, it says AMCON eyes global assets of major bad debtors and 2 M-pox cases in Osun State. That's what we have on the cover of The Nation.
Yes. And about this under 18 situation now. I mean, not too long ago, we were talking about the learning capacity of kids and talking about how is it about age group or is it about the speeding, learning speed of certain children. There's no doubt that children literally develop at different speeds.
Yeah.
Now, I'll say a situation like this where you are not allowing anyone that's under 18 take the WAEC or NECO examination. I think that's quite scary. But this alone will only, the way I see it, the way I interpret it, this alone will only make a lot of people leave the country. Because I was 16 when I wrote WAEC, even less.
So I feel like in terms of age group, if you talk about percentages, there's a larger percentage of people below that age group now than there ever has been. And I think there's a lot of pressure on the higher institutions now to enroll students, no matter what age, before this came up, of course. Now, those who are 18, who have probably been struggling to get into school, are also competing with the younger ones who are just coming behind them. So I feel like it's going to put a little less pressure on the higher institutions, in my opinion. And I've just never been one to rush
about
kids.
WAEC
and
NECO, that is in SS3.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just feel...
If we were talking about post-UME or JAM, I would even understand. But we're talking about WAEC and NECO, that is SS3.
So sometimes,
you know, we had to... Even when I was
there are vocational trainings and technical
SS2,
trainings you can take if you're 16, for instance. 16, 17, do 1 year computer college, do 1 year technical training, learn a craft, and then 18,
I would say that
get
that's
into
the
school.
age that you need these people engaged. You don't want them. And some people literally, their learning aptitude literally reduces as they get older.
Well, it's a conversation. It's a conversation we should really throw out there and find out what people think. But I'm just like, hey, there are things you can do within that time. I'm just saying. Hey, share your thoughts with us. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and let us know what you think. All right, then let's wrap it up on the headlines and the dailies for now. We'll be back.
I think